The power of women united, I am again reminded, is an invincible thing. Welcome everyone to my video. I am so happy you're taking your time to watch this. My name is Alina Bitterlich and I'm originally from Austria, Europe. For me, health has always played a very big part in my life. When I was a teenager already, I focused very much on health, nutrition, home remedies, etc. But then when I was 19 years old, I shifted to do my bachelor's in India in yoga therapy. So I quite turned towards the alternative medicine path. I continued doing my doctoral diploma in acupuncture therapy, and I did a lot of courses coming from different approaches of health all over the world internationally. Now, I have in the past few years done a lot of research on the cycles of women, on women's health, and how we can best strengthen ourselves to live femininity and to enjoy femininity. Because the world we live in is very patriarchic. Not only saying that, but if you look at everything is supposed to function, to work monotonously. Not only the work world, but generally. Though women live in seasons, we are never monotonously. Men do not have those cycles where they have seasons coming up and down. Women, it is scientifically proved that we have seasons, we have cycles. We are not made to be monotonous. In this world, it might seem like it's something bad, but it is because it's man-made. And we women have so much power and so much energy in those cycles. We just have to live according to them and respect them. Because we come in different colors, different shapes, and there is no monotony in female cycles. Speaking now of women who have not undergone menopause yet, let us quickly go through those few cycles to understand the female seasons better. The first one to start is the menstruation. Menstruation is commonly known as period. When you menstruate, your uterus lining sheds and flows out of your vagina. Your period contains blood, mucus, and some cells from the lining of your uterus. The average length of a period is 3 to 7 days. In this time, mostly women seek more rest and withdraw from their normal activities and go within. The second phase, the follicular phase, lasts for approx up to the 13th or 14 days, ending in ovulation. The pituitary gland in the brain releases a hormone to stimulate the production of follicles on the surface of an ovary. So usually only one follicle will mature into an egg. This can happen from day 10 of your cycle. During this phase, your uterus lining also thickens in preparation for pregnancy. This will bring you a boost of energy and can often improve your mood too. You can even feel more assertive and willing to take risks. Okay, let me come to the third phase, the ovulation phase. Ovulation is when a mature egg is released from an ovary and moves along a fallopian tube towards your uterus. This usually happens once each month, about 2 weeks before your next period. Ovulation can last from 16 to 32 hours, and estrogen and testosterone rise to peak levels, boosting the effects of follicular phase. You may feel that you look better and feel more confident, so it will be easier for you to verbalize your thoughts and feelings. Plus, your sex drive will be at its highest. Coming to the fourth phase, the luteal phase. After ovulation, cells in the ovary release progesterone and a small amount of estrogen. This causes the lining of the uterus to thicken in preparation for pregnancy. Since progesterone is an anti-anxiety hormone, so you'll find yourself beginning to wind down. Now it is a good time for nesting, chores, and taking care of your to-do lists. The second half of this phase, however, is notoriously difficult for a lot of women because they might start feeling PMS syndrome. Now coming to the next important topic to speak about, menopause. Menopause is when your periods stop due to lower hormone levels. This usually happens between the age of 45 and 55. They can be divided in 3 parts: perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. Here, a lot of symptoms, not only physically, also emotionally and mentally, come along. A few, just list them up: hot flashes, night sweats, vaginal dryness, difficulty sleeping, emotional changes, more irritability or swings, or even mild depression might occur. Dry skin, dry eyes or dry mouth, breast tenderness, irregular periods or periods that are heavier or lighter than usual. And some people even experience racing hearts, headaches, joint pains, muscle aches, changes in libido, and difficulty concentrating or memory lapses, as well as weight gain, hair loss, or hair thinning. So the symptoms are very vast, and every woman experiences it in a different way. Now, as my passion has always been in the health field, I've already worked with private clients as well as in institution and clinics. And it is always my wish to help my patients in the best way possible. I do a lot of research myself. I try to find different approaches to get the maximum healing out of it. Though at the same time, the health related problems are increasing drastically. And it is time to ask why. Now, worldwide, of course, there are a lot of diseases which are rising, like cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, pulmonary diseases, asthma. A lot of diseases are now too common already, but here I want to speak about women's health issues, which are a few very specific topics we have to be aware of. So, in the clinic I was working, we had dangerously a lot of clients who came with PCOS or PCOD, which are nowadays already too common. We have to work on that. Another problem is menstrual issues, PMS symptoms, coming also to breast pain, breast cancer, UTIs. All of these diseases in my clinical time I have seen too much, and we really have to focus on it, not only to prevent from it, but also in case you're already suffering from it, to find a way how you can heal and feel better again. Now, in this video, I want to focus on one very specific topic, an issue which is very widespread, and I want you to know and you to be aware of, because we have to make a change in that one to improve on the general health, but specifically now on females' health. Let me start with diet, a very common topic. Back then, diet, food used to be our medicine, and medicine used to be in the food. Wait, let me explain to you. Now, a few decades ago, we used to eat food from Mother Earth. So it used to be full of vitamins, it used to be full of minerals, phyto and micronutrients, fibers, healthy fats, and a good balance of omega-6 and omega-3. Nowadays, in average, if we're honest, the food intake is man-made food. The key nutrients are lacking, they are high in sugar, they are full of empty calories, no fibers, and there is a huge imbalance between essential fatty acids, omega-6 and omega-3. Omega-6 and omega-3 balance is a very important topic I want to focus on here, so you get a clearer understanding of your own health and your awareness is raised. 1850, there used to be a balance of 1 to 1 between omega-6 and omega-3. Coming to 2020, we're on an average of 25 to 1 already. So there's a huge imbalance going on, and we have to start wondering if all the diseases going on now and all those conditions, are they connected? Now you might be wondering, because you never heard of fatty acids or omega-6 and omega-3, why is it so important to know? The consequences of the imbalance are too big for you not to know. The consequences lead to reduced brain function, hair quality decreases, reduced heart functions, skin loses elasticity, reduced organ function, which has a huge impact on the entire system, and joint and muscle pain. So the entire hormonal balance is influenced here. I want to show you here on a cell level what happens with the imbalance, so you understand why it's so crucial. Now, our body is full of cells. There are cells, and every cell is surrounded by a cell membrane, which can also be called cell wall. Now, let me show you here the normal function of a cell and the reduced function of a cell. The normal function of a cell, the cell membrane is soft and flexible. So the nutrients get in very easily and the waste products can come out very easily. Now the reduced function of a cell, the cell membrane becomes hard and rigid. That means the nutrients do not get in properly and the waste products don't come out easily. So your cells do not receive any nutrients from any food you take or any supplements you take, and the waste products are stuck in the cell. To achieve a healthy cell membrane, we need at least a 3-to-1 balance between omega-6 and omega-3. Are you where you want to be, or are you in the danger zone? Or don't you even know where you are? Because the average ratio nowadays in the world of omega-6 to 3 is 21-to-1, where actually we're supposed to be at 3-to-1. Now the imbalance of omega-6 to 3 lead to a very high inflammation rate in the body. Inflammation itself is actually a healthy and natural process by the body to fight any pathogens coming inside. So nowadays, by your own food intake and your own lifestyle, your inflammation rate is so high that it's not in a healthy range anymore. So your immune system is constantly attacking your own tissue, your healthy tissue. And why? Because the signals are there all the time. The inflammation rate is so high. And of course, inflammation is associated with the most common diseases nowadays: cardiovascular diseases, pulmonary diseases, overweight, diabetes. There are a huge list of conditions and diseases which are directly associated with inflammation. Now in this video, specifically I want to speak how it impacts the hormonal balance, because hormonal imbalance has a very, very bad effect on females' health. Now omega-3 is essential for rewiring of the brain and neurological functions. Specific brain parts, for example, the pituitary gland in the brain, is responsible for managing hormonal releases and balance. Now, if the inflammation in the body is high, it affects the cortisol level in your body, which directly imbalances your hormonal system. So it is not only that the neurological functions decrease with less omega-3, but also more cortisol is released, which has a huge impact on a lot of hormones. For example, the cortisol directly affects the thyroid hormone. So we all know that the thyroid hormones are nowadays very much in imbalance in a lot of people. Symptoms in that can, for example, show as fatigue, weight gain, hair loss, anxiety, mentally, depression. So there are a lot of conditions here. I even listed a few up on this picture to show you how huge the impact is and what is the underlying root cause underneath it. So I hope you have understood how important it is to know about this topic and to be aware of it. Now I want to come with a solution I have found to treat my own patients. Would you like to take a blood test to find out your results? Where do the blood tests go? So we have an external lab called Vitas Lab, which we work with. It's based in Oslo and it is a very high level lab. I listed up a few partners which also work with the Vitas Lab. Here, for example, the Harvard University, University of Cambridge, Max Planck Institute, University of Oxford, etc., etc. Now the blood tests are to be done at home. They are dry blood cell tests. And then further on, you can track your own results online. In the kit, you receive a code which is completely anonymously. You don't have to give your name. You don't have to give any specific details. You just have to type in the code on the internet. After your results are published, you can check them and track them. So according to our philosophy, we do a pre-test and a post-test. So you actually see, do the nutrients reach my cell and how have I improved in my own results? So first you do the pre-tests. Over 120 days, you take the balance oil, which I will present you soon. And then further on, after 4 months, you do another blood test completely anonymously. They won't know if it's a pre-test or a post-test, only you know that. And then you can track your progress and compare those two results to see how have my cells changed and how has my body become healthier. Let me briefly show our scientific advisory board. They have developed our best-in-class pharmaco-nutritional products and test method that removes the guesswork from a healthier way of living. Because your health should never be a guessing game. Now here I'm presenting you our unique and synergistic formula, our Essent Oil Plus. It is a high blend omega-3 supplement but contains a lot of polyphenols, which are the trick here. Polyphenols are the game changer in omega-3 industry. In this slide, it is very well displayed how the Essence Oil Plus can be used from babies of 6 months of age already until elderly people 100 years or plus even. It has benefits for every age group. Now let us all women encourage each other to become the best version of ourselves, to live femininity, to accept ourselves, and to become full of energy. If you become a premier customer of Zinzino, you save money on your monthly order, you have a significant discount on all Zinzino products, and you receive a money-back guarantee. Plus, you have the opportunity to qualify for Zinzino for free. Thank you so much for taking your time. I really hope you understand the importance of this topic and this gave you a lot of knowledge so you invest in your own health and you take care of your balances. Zinzino, because it inspires change in life.